Hey, this is Dave Wise. Welcome to our channel. Thought we'd share a very clean 1968 Plymouth Road Runner with you. We've gone through this car from top to bottom, documented all the die-lot stamp numbers, documented all the critical information that we deem to be part of the DNA of the vehicle. Is the VIN. So let's take a look at the engine compartment here. See, the engine is extremely clean, well detailed. Not the greatest, but it's not too shabby. Looks like it's an amateur restoration. Let's take a look at the body coat plate. Typical St. Louis vehicle, punch through. Stamped digits there typically are not through. There's always a punch through. Looking at radiator core support, looking at all the integrities of the welds. Everything looks okay there. Looking at the front frame area, this is certainly when there's been repairs done, anybody attempting to rebody a car, this is an area that we always investigate to just ensure that those welds are proper for the vehicle. Radiator 048. There is the vendor number 18398. What we do is we always check vendor numbers to radiators to ensure, whether they have the proper radiator, and more importantly, we're looking to see if it has a date code on the side of the radiator. Not all radiators will have a date code on the right hand side. You really have to pay attention to the vendors. Of course, 68 Road Runner, black horn. You see the position for the emission label. You can see there's a die-lot stamp number right there. It doesn't show well on camera, but we've documented that. And that matches up for this period of vehicle. And then we look at the entire front face of the core support. See if there's anything out of line. Everything looks good. This car, of course, has a automatic transmission. So there is the transmission cooler. That's where it's positioned. Radiator cap, period correct. Start looking at some features of the engine. So there is the casting number for the water pump housing. And while we're looking at the front, like you would typically see on a 68 engine, you're going to see the WT stamp. It's just water test. The serial number, the manufacturing serial number, will be on the bottom of the engine on the oil pan rail below the starter. There is the intake manifold. That is proper. Let's take a look at the carburetors. B8 4430S. The finish is actually looks like a painted finish on it. It's not real good. Let's look at the rear carburetor. So we pick it up, V8 4432S. Firewall, good condition. All the components look in order. Wire harness, yeah, it certainly has been replaced with an M&H. It does look like they have provisions for electronic ignition. Not sure what they're doing here, why this is hanging. It's a decent restoration, but at the end of the day, it is an original numbers matching 1968 Plymouth Hemi Road Runner. See if we can't show you the VIN, where it is located on the 68. It's going to be challenging to see. They've got up right there, you can see the transmission very clearly, 8G225461, right up on top of the case. Right below it, a little hard to see, but that is the engine number where it is stamped. Again, 1968. That's where you would expect to find the engine VIN number location. We'll slowly back away. You can see where that's at. They have a modified oil pressure sending unit in there. That's not factory correct. That's impeding our vision a little bit of it, but nevertheless, you can still clearly see the number. That's a good stamp. So something else we've been doing is trying to better understand hood hinges. So here is 8M17L0. So obviously 8 is definitely the year, and 17, that is, you know, one of the die lot stamp numbers. So other die lot stamp numbers are in this range of this vehicle. So we've already recorded about 40 die lot stamp numbers off this vehicle as we're reviewing it. Often on a red car like this, it's very challenging to pick up the numbers. Let's take a look at the steering gearbox. See if we can zoom in on that. So D, correct, 1968 steering gearbox. Now the finishes on the carburetor linkage are, you know, they're not quite factory finished, but you know, they certainly look just fine. It's a good, clean car. It's always fun to look at a Hemi. Just wonderful power plants. While we're here, let's look at the date code on the, if we can zoom in on that. 108th day of 1968. thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. If you want to see more content of this nature, please subscribe to our channel, and we will continue to provide you with videos just like this. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for more.